Smart proposals provide a simple, elegant way to show your client the itinerary that you've built for them and give them a resource to look at throughout their trip. To get started from any trip, click the blue Create button and choose Smart Proposal. The first thing that we'll want to do on this Smart Proposal is give it a title and an introduction, as we see here at the top left. We'll click on this, and to the right, we will enter a title along with a description. Now, this description serves as an introduction that the client will see that helps them understand the type of trip that you've put together. Below that, we'll see an option to enter a new cover photo. Now, by default, the trip photo will already be the cover photo, but if you would like to change that for the purpose of this Smart Proposal, you can do that by dragging and dropping or clicking this box to upload a photo of your own. Next, we're going to add a section. Now, sections can be anything that you want them to be, but generally speaking, they end up being either the chronological order, so for example, day 1, Monday, day 2, Tuesday, or broken down by the event type. For example, we'll have a section for hotels, a section for flights, and a section for tours. Whatever you choose, this just provides a way for the client to more easily read and understand the proposal that you've put together. We're going to create a section and call it Flights. And then we'll create a second section and call it Resorts. Now, in the first section, we're going to add an item, but it's not an item that we're going to create today. Instead, it's an item that we've created in the past. This is because one of the most powerful features of Smart Proposals is that every item that you build and every proposal that you send is automatically saved in your Smart Proposal library so you can re-add it later. You can do that by clicking Search Past Proposals over here on the right. And when you do, you'll be able to search by certain keywords. We're going to enter MLE, and you'll find all proposals and all items containing those keywords. You'll see here that we have a flight from Cleveland to Male. We'll click Add to Proposal, and it adds it to the bottom of the proposal under Resorts. Now, that's not necessarily where we want it, so we're just going to drag that up and place it under Flights. Next, it's time to add the resort. Now we're going to choose the Add Item button because we don't already have an item created for this resort. When we click the Add Item button, we'll see the item listed down here under Resorts, but we'll see the settings over here on the right. So we'll want to start, of course, with a name, followed by a description. And from here, we have a few options on how to really spice things up with this item that we've added. We can add a video from YouTube by clicking the Add YouTube Video to Description item here, and just copy and paste in our favorite YouTube link of that property or that tour, whatever it might be, and then choose Add Video. Now, we can also add pictures. Pictures are a big part of the Smart Proposal experience, and 3 or more photos of a very high resolution work best. Now, there's several ways to add photos to your Smart Proposal, including the same way that we updated the cover photo earlier, dragging and dropping photos from your computer or a website directly into this box. Yes, you can drag photos from a website in another browser window directly into this box and drop them. You can also click to upload photos from your computer, or come down here and choose Add Photos from Website. What this will do is allow you to enter a website URL, such as the property or the tour operator, pull in all of the pictures from that page, at which point you can choose which ones you'd like to keep and which ones you would like to remove. For today, I'm going to use some images that I've already collected, and we want to make sure that the cover photo, the first photo that we see, is something that's going to look good top and center. So we want something that looks good on a widescreen format. So this cocktail here should serve as a nice cover photo for the resort item. Now, we've added 2 sections, and under each section, we've added 1 item. Your Smart Proposal will probably have many more sections and many more items, but for the sake of this example, let's call this part complete and think about what we want to do to help the client understand the price and show them payment options. What I'm going to do next is click the X up here to get out of the Item Edit screen, and that'll take us back to the Smart Proposal settings. Now, if we just want to let them know the deposit and the price, we can type these in right here. So we could type in, say, $1,000 and $10,000. But what I want to do instead is I want to turn on the option for the client to make payments right from the Smart Proposal. That way, once they've decided they want to go on this trip, they don't have to approve and then wait on an invoice. They can pay their deposit right away. We can do that by coming up to the top of the page and changing, do you want to accept payments from no to yes? Now to change it to yes, we have to turn on trip funds. So this screen here is important to read on your own time. I'll skip it for now by choosing turn on trip funds, but I do encourage you to read this screen the first time that you see it pop up. We have now turned on the ability to accept payments on smart proposals. And we have some items listed here that are kind of settings for that feature. And we can change those settings by clicking the blue pencil icon, which is an edit button at the top right corner. That's going to allow us to choose whether the client must pay in full or just pay a deposit and final payment. Now, we want them to go ahead and pay in full, so I'll leave that setting as is today. We can next choose which terms and conditions we would like to be included for the client to agree with when they make their payment. Finally, we can choose to charge the client a convenience fee so that we're passing on processing fees to them and show itemized prices. If you're creating an unshoppable package, you're probably going to want to turn that off because you're not going to want to show them individual prices. You just want to show them the full price of the package that you put together. Now that we've done all this, we have to come back over and add pricing for our items that we've created. So I'll choose that outbound flight again. And as we scroll down, we're going to see something new. How much does this cost? Now, let's just say from the supplier, this is going to cost $2,500, but I want to add a markup to this. So I can choose yes. Now I can use the slider here to set my markup at a certain percentage, or I can choose the price and set it manually so that we have a total price shown to the client of $2,800 for this flight. This is transparent to you, but the client will not see the markup on their invoice. Now we'll want to do the same thing for the hotel. We'll scroll down and we'll add a cost here of $8,300. This time we will not choose to add a markup. Now, when we come back up here and click the X to leave the item editing screen, we will see that we have a total markup here of $300. We can choose to have them pay the final payment of, or full payment rather, of $11,100, or as I mentioned earlier, a deposit and a final payment. It looks like everything's ready here, so I'm going to go ahead and send the proposal to my client by clicking Send Proposal at the top. But first, let's take a quick look together at what that's going to look like. When we click Preview Proposal, we will see the trip photo at the top, followed by the title card, pricing information, an overview of the trip. Now, the great thing about the overview, especially for longer smart proposals, is that you can click any item in the list to go directly to it. So if we click on flights, it's going to take us to that flight section that we created along with the item that we've imported. And if we scroll further, we'll see the resorts section along with the item that we created for the resort. So you'll see that trip photo at the top, or that cover photo for the hotel at the top. And then on the right, you'll see the other photos that we've added, which the client can then click to view in a lightbox format so that they can see all the pictures that you've put together. From there, they can also choose to watch the video that you've embedded in the item description. Now that we know that everything that we've created here is up to par and looks good and is ready to go, we can go ahead and send it to the client by clicking Send a Proposal. Now, as with a form, an invoice, or any other type of item that we're sending to our clients, this is going to bring up the email window that will be sent to the client that will contain a link to the proposal itself. We can make any changes here that we'd like. And when we're ready, we can click Send. This will change the trip's stage to Proposal Sent. And once the client views it, approves it, and if you've added this feature, pays their deposit, it will change the trip stage to Proposal Approved.